All right, guys. Hey, so real quick, Suzanne had a couple of questions on breakpoints and how all that works. So we're going to talk through this really quick one more time. So how did I get to this screen, right? So POL home, compensation, product commissions, investments, mutual funds, scroll down. So breakpoints, guys, the way you should think about breakpoints is that a breakpoint is like a discount on someone opening an account with a larger amount of money. The reason that we give discounts and breakpoints is because it's the same amount of work when we open an account for someone with $25 and $25 a month or someone rolling in $500,000. It's quite literally about the same amount of work. But on the back side, if the home office personnel are doing the same amount of work and they're bringing in way more money, we are, then the client should pay less in fees. Okay. And that's the way that works. So, for example, if someone's rolling over $55,000, well, that initial rollover of $55,000 will have a 4% sales charge maximum that gets taken off the top. That's what pays your agent commission, and then the rest goes to home office. Okay. So whatever your commission is, so like as a regional vice president, we're at 62%. We would net 62% of the 4% of the transfer. That's the way that and your commission works. Now, though, let's talk about something else. Let's talk about a letter of intent. If you have a client that's rolling over, I don't know, $85,000, and the odds are that they're going to be over 100 within the next 13 months, when you roll that money over, you should be informing them, one, of what a letter of intent is, and two, you should be advising them that that's what you plan to do for them, as long as they're going to hit that next break point within 13 months, they get the benefit of the doubt up front. And so instead of paying 4 points on that rollover, they would only pay three. Okay, so you're doing what's right for the client in that situation. And you're also increasing the odds of you getting more investment business, because if they have a goal in mind that they need to hit 100 grand before the next 13 months are out, well, they're probably going to open a money market account. If they were just rolling over and only thinking about contributing a little bit, well, they're probably going to contribute a little more. Because remember, the letter of intent applies across the entire family of funds as long as you keep them within the same family of funds, meaning their Roth IRA, their money market account, right? All like those will combine. So like you could probably help someone put in 15, 25, 30 grand over the next year, seven in a Roth, 20 plus in a money market account, because they're getting the cumulative breakpoint from the letter of intent off of all of that money. Okay. And so that's the purpose behind how these breakpoints work. Now, remember, a breakpoint sale, right? One more thing on this, and this is, regulatory compliance stuff. A breakpoint sale would be a client that comes to you with 25,000 and you say, you should probably just put in 20, because now you're deliberately keeping them from the next breakpoint so that you get a higher commission off of the trade. Okay. Conversely, if somebody says, hey, I've got, 47, 48 grand, what should I do with it? Oh, you should put it in this. But you don't do a letter of intent for them, or you don't explicitly say, listen, if you put in 49 versus 50, we should just put in 50 because I can save you sales charge on that. You'd be at the next break point. Guys, for securities personnel, like start thinking about breakpoints almost like you would think about banding levels on life insurance products, right? You would never deliberately keep someone at $125,000 policy versus 150, because you're probably going to charge them more. Even if it's what they want, show it to them and then be like, hey, Mr. and Mrs. Client, could I show you 150,000 in coverage? Because if I could save you some money and give you more coverage, like that would be really interesting, right? Perfect. Let's do it. Let me show you. And then show them that the coverage goes up and their price goes down. The odds of you closing that sale just went up drastically. All right. So that's breakpoints, guys. That's discounts. That's how some of your commission stuff works off of that as well. So let me just do a real quick example with the calculator. Let's just say the client moves 55,000. Well, I guess 55,500, right? If they're at 55,000, they're at the 4%, right? So 4%, that's the entire sales charge off of rolling the money. me and Suzanne are both at a 62% contract as a regional vice president. We take home 1,300 and change of that 2,200. Home office keeps the rest. Got to keep the lights on, right? That's how that works. That's how your commissions work. All right. So follow me on my, I'm just kidding. I don't have a YouTube channel, but right. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. No, none of that. But that's what that's how breakpoints work. That's how your commissions work. And that's how most of your mutual funds will work. Now, some different fund families will change, right? American funds versus Franklin Templeton versus Fidelity, like they have different fees, but they're all going to be nuanced and they're all going to have breakpoints. Okay.
Okay.